Well, we come across someone who I believe should know science, and yet I already know how, like, pretty much anyone knows that if you do a curl on a bowling ball, it's going to go to the left if it's counterclockwise, and to the right if it's clockwise. This makes sense to pretty much anyone who does bowling, but we're talking about curling, so why does that happen? Same principles, but he doesn't get it, and the scientific community doesn't get it either.
Mechanism behind the works. And if that sounds funny to you, you're in for a treat. The name of the sport comes from the fact that players of the sport slide the rock forward with a slight twist, which causes the rock to curl to the left or right, depending on the rotation direction. The trouble
Okay, so notice how it's currently curling counterclockwise, and from the position of the one tossing the ball, the rock, it is moving towards the left. Like I said, that's because the normal curl going this way has the most push in this direction and the most least push in this direction. This direction, everything going this way, is experiencing the most resistance, so that's the drag that pulls it this way. Pretty much has the exact same thing happens in bowling. Probably in baseball, although for a different reason. And that's also how you can do a change-up. But never mind.
is the actual mechanism behind the curl is counterintuitive, to say the least. Naively,
So, literally,
you might think that if the rock is rotating clockwise while moving forward, the friction on the front edge might push it to the left. But
why would you think that? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Shut up. Why would you think that? Actually, intuitively, no. Toss a bowling ball with a curl going clockwise. It will move to the right compared to the person, like, as it's moving away from you towards its target, it moves to the right. Okay? The perspective of which direction it is matters a lot in this. So if you think of from the target's perspective, you'll say it moved to the left, right? That's the 180 of the perspective. Very important to get those two correct and understood and explain that, because literally I don't see how you would ever come to this conclusion. It's ridiculous. Clockwise is this way, right? This way. It's a right-hand turn. Literally. Counterclockwise is this way. You move left. That's how physics do.
it's not what happens at all. In fact, if the rock rotates clockwise, it curls to the right, and all of the otherwise simple explanations just don't work.
That is not what happened. Literally not what happened. We just saw a curl that was going counterclockwise. It was going like this, and it was moving to this direction. Is that the right? No, it is the left, because our camera was facing it from the perspective of the target. If you have the perspective of the thrower, it's moving to the right. No, the left. Left. See the curl? That's from your perspective from the target. This is from the perspective of the curler. Okay? Does that intuitively make sense now? Ugh.